Hey crew, welcome back. It's Dr. Jared here. We're going to talk about some of the things we learned through 17.1 and some of the recovery we need, some modifications in terms of the way that we approach this, and definitely some focus points that hopefully give you a couple more seconds or get you in under the time cap on 17.1. Recovery, we'll start there. A lot of people have talked, we kind of warned a lot of people that, hey, you got to stay in the hip, or the low back's going to really start barking at you. Honestly, for me, it did. That set of 50, I wasn't able to hold position long enough to be able to come out unscathed, so to speak. So I know some people had a little bit harder than me on that, where they really felt that early on. So, the low back, hamstrings, hips, make sure you're getting some nice mashing of those boggy areas to drive blood flow into those areas and kind of speed that recovery process. Don't think you're going to mash out these trigger points and everything's going to be fine and dandy, after one rolling session. It's a progression. Try and get some pain relief, but don't overstimulate those areas because it can probably slow your progression sometimes if you're overdoing it. The big thing after that is to reorganize position. So we don't just mash and then hope magic happens. We mash to create an opportunity to change our system and improve upon our system. And what we're always looking to do with that is improve, especially from the spine, which is where we're probably going to be doing most of our stuff in that low back area, is to improve our awareness of global flexion, our awareness of stable neutral position, as well as global extension. What's that mean? Well, if you've been to our office or if you've looked at any of our info, our global flexion position is going to be our, child's pose, or what we call worship position. Really trying to allow my body to get as compact as it can. If I want to spend a little bit more time in lats, I can I don't want to really hyperextend, but keep my hips up and my abs tight as I'm dropping through the thoracic spine to open those shoulders for top position of your snatch. Once you open up kind of global flexion, you can work right into your plank position to say, yeah, everything's nice, stable and solid here. Kind of come back into your global flexion. You go right back to stable, solid plank position. And then if you want to go, hey, explore some of this global extension. It kind of looks like the one of the phases of the burpee, and you're 100% right, it is. We want to make sure this is kind of nice and open and available again, because it's a big part of how you're going to save yourself in the workout. Again, in this position, think glutes and thoracic spine. If you're feeling any pinch through that low back area, that's a segmental break, that's a segmental pinch or kink right in that area. We want it to be more global. So we're really thinking squeezing glutes to open up front part of hip, pushing shoulder blades back and down and chest through to make sure we're getting things through the thoracic spine and through the hip to prevent hypercompression at the low back. Positions. That's our next thing, okay? So let's say the vast majority of this workout is based on this position right here. Being able to find this low beginning of the snatch, or the catch of the burpee, or the catch of the box jump. Hey, I gotta use my hands with that to really stabilize and give a little extra support to that low back. So we really want to make sure that this position is very open and available, and I avoid any compensatory break through the spine or drift with the bell that will kind of double break things. Trying to always find that grounded position, knees out, feet flat, straight ahead, being able to find this and spring out of it nice and easy. The other thing that I want to really work on, or really notice that we talked about before, is since I'm spending time here with my kettlebell, or with my dumbbell, since I'm spending time catching here with my burpee, if I choose to do that, or if I choose to do the quick step up, I'm really trying to make sure that I'm finding that solid neutral hip hinge position. If I'm missing that repetitively over 225 reps, that really stacks up. So we want that position open and available. That said, we're going to work through mobilizations. We're going to really hit hamstring length. I need to be able to get into 90 degrees of stable hip flexion with legs straight. All right, how do I do that? Well, I can mash through those hamstrings. I can work some straight leg deadlift or Romanian deadlift. I can do simple sit and reach. I can grab my band. One that probably will work somewhat the best is grabbing and guiding back into this position, breathing, contract, relax. Use any type of variation of mobilization that works your hamstrings on top of that neutral, stable, solid spine. The next thing that's going to work is a good pigeon stretch to really focus on being able to externally rotate through the hip. All right, while we're in flexion, if we think of this, if you just cut me off right here, I'm pretty much in the bottom of that snatch position, right? So I want to make sure that this is nice and loosened and open and available, so I not only prevent any breaking here, but what if I break there and double break here coming through? We're really going to work through way too much tissue way too quickly if that's the case. So the squatting run, or the pigeon is going to be real great, but the squatting runner, is the next thing that we really like. To show this, it's very similar to the pigeon, but we just kind of open up and we're trying to drive ourselves down and through here, trying to keep this big toe down, toes straight ahead, heel on the ground, but I'm flattening my spine and I'm trying to really open up that hip into flexion and external rotation from the side. We look like so. We can even reach out a little bit. It's kind of getting that Spider-Man type position. But this is going to be something that really helps, again, with finding this position with ease. Okay? The last thing is, I got my box here. When I'm doing my box jump, I want to realize that I don't have to keep my hands off my legs. With the snatch, yeah, I can't touch or else it's a no rep and penalties. But on this box, I can come down and grab onto my legs to add a little bit of support instead of coming forward here. Grabbing onto this allows me to stay a little bit more stable, especially if I have to catch up here. That said, I don't really want to catch up there if I don't have to. If you're tall like me and you have ankle range of motion, or ankle dorsiflexion, it's another mobilization you might want to work on. If I jump and catch like this in this nice, solid, stable bottom position, I barely have to do any work getting up and over the box. Okay? So think hamstring, think hip for flexion, external rotation, think ankles in terms of dorsiflexion to kind of catch in the squat position, but nice and stable through the spine. If you can't do that, don't forget to use your hands on your knees, on the box jump over when you're kind of catching yourself to make that a more stable position. Don't forget, most of this is, again, going to be catching in that low position. Don't miss that opportunity when you're opening up into global extension on the burpee to allow that to be a recalibrating moment for you. So don't think, oh crap, the burpees are going to go super duper fast. No, that's probably not where the workout's made. If you're smooth and you're actually recovering a little bit in terms of that low back for in the burpees, you'll be able to attack your snatches a little bit more efficiently. That said, if there's one thing that we could do probably to speed, get that extra time, is to learn how to cycle or change that bell in the air. Why is that important? It's going to significantly diminish the amount of time spent in that bottom position of the snatch. If I have to put it down, re-grip, reset, that's an extra half second over 150 reps. You do the math on that, that's an extra minute and 15 seconds hanging out in that bottom position. We want to be able to avoid that, or at least minimize that early on if we're comfortable with that. If not, if you're really kind of wondering, hey, is this okay? Or, I hit a couple of good ones and a bad one. Don't even worry with it. Really think about just staying smooth and not faulting out of that position that we just talked about. Make sure you're nice, solid, stable, neutral with your spine. Open through your hamstring, open through your hips, open through your calves, so that back doesn't give out or it doesn't start to kind of make noise for you until you're definitely within the set of 50. Guys, I hope this helps. Good luck.